gym industry is going totally toxic, from hundreds of guys being prosecuted for doing absolutely nothing, by girls just wanting a bit of TikTok clout, to humble YouTubers like Jack Fitness turning to the dark side, accusing Jane Beardwell of taking steroids whilst hanging out with OnlyFans girls, and the chavvy little Don Ed Matthews. Toxic gym culture is getting bigger and bigger, but is this just a trend, or are we totally fucked? In this video, I'm going to show you the dark side of gym culture, to show you not only that you shouldn't feel embarrassed, but how to stop caring about what other people think. And let's be honest, when half the gym community are flexing with masks on, pretending to be Batman's next supervillain, it's not a place that you naturally feel comfortable. TikTok seems to believe that every man that steps foot in the gym is a creep or a paedophile. In all seriousness, gym harassment is generally a concern, with 6 out of 10 women feeling like they've been harassed in the gym at some point by a man. But what happens when women start falsely accusing men just for some views?
Do you need something? Do you need something? Do you need something? Okay, I thought so. Keep it pushing.
So there's this TikTok trend where girls film themselves in the hope of catching a so-called creep, where they can then post them on TikTok to then get more views and more clout. The results of this, however, are much darker than just going viral on TikTok. This is causing numerous guys to stop going to the gym, as people are constantly being conscious of being exposed online for something that didn't even do.
This is one of the most disturbing videos that I've ever been sent.
You're the gym weirdo, filming everyone around you, looking for people to call out.
This is one of the causes of toxic gym culture, as impacting the lives of hundreds of men, making what used to be an enjoyable and healthy experience something to run away from. But is it not the fault of the so-called creeps, or is it the fault of the influencers? It's even gone as far as getting a blind man banned from the gym for visually harassing a woman, which doesn't seem at all possible.
Yeah, my eyes just, when I'm concentrating especially, they will just fall wherever they want to. So yeah, I was just staring straight ahead, and unfortunately there was a woman doing some exercises. Don't know what she was doing, whether it was like some squats or whatever, where, you know, you might be in a more vulnerable position maybe. Yeah. You don't want to be stared at. So yeah, she came over to me. And I didn't know she was talking to me at first, because I was like, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just, you know, doing my thing. And said something along the lines of, why do you keep staring at me? Stop, like, don't be so creepy. I was like, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm blind. Had my cane with me, it was folded up on my lap.
It seems like the only way to avoid being what we called cancelled is to never go to the gym at all. But that's not even it. With the rise of clout-hungry influencers, a new wave of potentially life-ruining content has come.
To get upset with someone and throw a tantrum simply because they walk through your video at the gym? Really? I'm sorry, you don't own the place.
Let me tell you a story. Meet John. He films Jason doing bench press for the first time. As he's never done it before in his life, he accidentally can't lift the weight back up. Luckily, John is there to film Jason being choked to death by the bar, and no one helps Jason out. But luckily, John has a great video to post and publicly shame Jason online, to show that the new beginner is not welcome in the gym. And this is the problem. Not only are people trying to choose the viral video over helping others, they're publicly posting it to embarrass the fuck out of everyone in that video. If someone had publicly shamed me in the gym as a beginner, I don't think I would have ever set foot in the gym again. So how does all this affect the gym newbies? After looking at the failed compilations for days, I started to notice a trend. What I thought was just some bad form was actually just people new to the gym trying to lift for the first time. We've all been there. I 100% remember the first time I did dumbbell curls. I tried to lift way heavier than I possibly could, and did such bad form that I couldn't straighten my arm for days after. The constant tripod war zone, where any mistake might be caught on camera and posted to millions, is not making it easy for new gym beginners. The reality is, everyone has to start somewhere. You don't just pop out of birth looking like Captain America. I feel like the 2000s gym culture understood this way better than we do today, welcoming newbies instead of shaming them for their lack of knowledge.
Lucky I don't get this off that, bro. You've been on there for a fucking hour. Yeah. It's been a fucking hour. You haven't done shit.
This makes you wonder, are the science lifters like Jeff Nippard really helping the industry, or are they just overcomplicating it? I know if I watched Jeff's videos before I started, I would have been extremely intimidated by how complex they were, thinking that the gym might not be for me because I don't know how to use the correct form. This made me think, is the decline in gym culture down to the new TikTok and Instagram influencers? With the likes of the Trend Twins and Toggy encouraging young kids to take steroids, I think it's obvious that the toxic gym culture is being led by the new era of influencers.
Today, we're going to be talking about what it's like to walk around with a test of 5 men.
Hopping on steroids, it's a lot like you get a fast car here, you know, she comes stock pretty fast, but you want to add some horsepower to that baby.
We now see hundreds of kids pretending to be serial killers, all because of one of Shizzy's cutthroat videos, just for them to go home and get a kiss goodnight from their mum because they're fucking 15 doing GCSEs, not a random serial killer killing people on the street. Anyway, I decided to look deeper and deeper into the effect these influencers were having on the gym community and realised the effects are much, much worse than I thought. So what are the consequences? Wow, since the rise of gym villain culture, steroid use has dramatically increased, especially in teens, which is the most dangerous time to be taking testosterone enhancing substances, purely because your body is still developing and will not react well to those substances. But also, who the fuck has any money at 16? I remember getting a fiver from my mum and thinking I was Mr. Monopoly. You might have guessed where I'm going with this. No money and steroid use equals the cheapest, most harmful steroids possible. So these young kids only getting access to the most damaging ones possible, making the effects life-threatening. So what's the result of this? Skinny guys shooting toxic steroids to get, let's be honest, is an average physique, and being hated on for not looking like David Lade and having more spots than an ogre, giving these young teens a nice lifespan of 30 years until the testosterone abuse finally lets that heart give out. Luckily, I have the solution. So what is the spotlight effect? The first time I played football, I was super nervous. Trying to impress my friends, I went for a goal but missed the ball and looked like a total idiot. I remember feeling totally embarrassed, and I'm pretty sure people were laughing at me. I thought I was done for and wanted to basically live in my room forever. A few weeks passed and the school PE session was football again. I was absolutely shitting myself thinking everyone was going to remember what I did the other week. So to bite the bullet, I made up a joke about what happened a few weeks back. And guess what? No one knew what I was talking about. You might be thinking, why am I telling you this? I bet you know the feeling. You step into the gym to suddenly realise everyone is looking at you. Your palms get sweaty and you kind of just want to leave. What if I told you no one is actually looking at you? And it's just your imagination playing tricks on yourself. Well, that's exactly what the spotlight effect is. It's a psychological phenomenon in which people feel they are being noticed more than they really are. Chances are, no one's looking at you, and the harshest person in that room is you. Most people that go into the gym are just focused on themselves, because at the end of the day, we're all in there just to improve and live a better life. Influencers are often the biggest culprits of the spotlight effect, over-exaggerating their importance due to their following, often having the opposite experience of the gym newbie scared that everyone's judging them. Instead, it seems that many influencers believe they are the most important in the world and that their following makes other people NPCs because they are so important themselves.
Hey, buddy. What? You.
So where am I going with this? Well, I often film in the gym myself, and I do my best to not get anyone in the background. And if they are going to be in the background, I always ask if they're okay with it. One time, however, whilst filming chest press, I had a guy get seriously annoyed at me. Was this his fault? With cancel culture and people's naked bodies getting leaked in the background, I really didn't blame the man for being annoyed. I think he just wanted some privacy, so I explained I was just filming to see my form and put the camera away after. And do you know what? I don't blame him for getting angry. A lot of these guys are just used to the past where having tripods in the gym or filming was not a thing. Unlike today where every corner you turn, there's a girl with a tripod pointing right at your face. If you're going to the gym or you're even thinking about starting, you probably have a reason to be there. And trust me, it's 100% worth looking a bit stupid to totally change your life. So here's the solution. It's called the 10-10-10 rule. The gym doesn't have to be as bad as your grandma's leftover milk. And I want to help you all watching by leaving you with this 10-10-10 rule. Anytime you feel embarrassed or nervous to do something, just think, will the person watching me now remember me in 10 days, 10 months, or 10 years? And the chance is they might remember you for 10 days, but they're not going to remember you for 10 years. So live the life you want and don't hide away because of the fear of embarrassment. Ignore the hate, don't fall for the toxic gym culture, and keep giving it 100%. So every time you're afraid of getting embarrassed, think about the 10-10-10 rule. They're probably not going to remember you in 10 days, they're probably not going to remember you in 10 months, and they're definitely not going to remember you in 10 years. And then you can also think, what will the 80-year-old version of me think? And I know you're busy, so I won't take any more of your time, but if you enjoyed this video, drop a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.